soft Tommy and succulent chops. I've chickens and cooties and pretty polonies and excellent peppermint drops. Then buy of your buttercup, dear little buttercup, see there should never be shot. Buy of your buttercup, poor little buttercup, come of your buttercup.
Hi, little buttercup, and well called, for you're the rosiest, the roundest, and the reddest beauty in all Spithead.
Aye, aye!
Red am I, and round, and rosy. Maybe, for I have dissembled well. But hark ye, my merry friend, hast ever thought that beneath the gay and frivolous exterior there may lurk a cankerworm, which is slowly but surely eating its way into one's very heart?
No, my lass, I can't say I've ever thought that.
I have thought it. Often.
Oi, you look like it. What's the matter with that man? Isn't he well?
Don't take no heed of him. That's only poor Dick Deadeye.
I say, it's a beast of a name, ain't it? Dick Deadeye.
It's not a nice name.
And I'm ugly too, ain't I?
You are certainly plain.
And I'm three-cornered too, ain't I?
You are rather triangular.
That's it. I'm ugly and they hates me for it. For you all hates me, don't you?
We do!
There.
Well, Dick, we wouldn't go for to hurt any fellow creature's feelings, but you can't expect a chap with such a name as Dick Deadeye to be a popular character, now can you?
No,
It's asking too much, ain't it?
it is. From such a face and form as mine, the noblest sentiments sound like the black utterances of a depraved imagination. It is human nature. I am resigned.
But tell me, who's the youth whose faltering feet with difficulty bear him on his course?
That is the smartest lad in all the fleet, Ray Frackstraw.
Reeve that name! Remorse, remorse. One night in gale sighed for the moon's bright ray.
kindly chorus, but choruses yield little consolation when we have pain and sorrow too before us. I loved and love, alas, above my station.
He loves and loves, alas, above his station.
Yes, yes, the lass is much above his station.
A maiden fair to see, the pearl of minstrelsy, a bud of blushing beauty. All proud noble sigh and with each other vie to do her menial's duty.
Her menial's duty.
A suitor lowly born with hopeless passion torn, and poor beyond denying, as dead for her to pine, at whose exalted shrine a world of wealth is sighing.
A world of wealth is sighing.
Unlearned he not, save that which love has taught, for love had been his tutor. Pity, pity me, our captain's daughter she, and I, that lowly suitor. Pity, pity me, our captain's daughter she, and I, that lowly suitor.
Ah, my poor lad, you've climbed too high. Our worthy captain's child won't have nothing to say to a poor chap like you. Will she, lads?
No, no. No, no. Captain's daughters don't marry foremast hands.
Shame, shame! Dick Deadeye! Them sentiments of yourn are a disgrace to our common nature.
But it's a strange anomaly that the daughter of a man who hails from the quarterdeck may not love another who lays out on the firearm. For a man is but a man, whether he hoists his flag at the main truck or he slacks on the main deck.
Aye, it's a queer world.
Dick Deadeye, I've no desire to press hardly on you, but such a revolutionary sentiment is enough to make an honest sailor shudder.
My lads, our gallant captain has come on deck. Let us greet him as so brave an officer and so gallant a seaman deserves.
High gallant crew, good morning.
Sir, good morning.
I hope you're all quite well.
Quite well. And you, sir?
I am in reasonable health, and happy to see you all once more.
You do us proud, sir.
I am the captain of the Pinafore.
And a right good captain, too.
You're very, very good, and be it understood, I command a right good crew.
We're very, very good, and be it understood, we command a right good crew.
Don't be taken to appear, I can hand reef and steer, and ship a sailor G. I've never done a quail in the fury of a gale, and I'm never, never sick at sea.
What, never?
No, never.
What, never?
Well, hardly ever.
He's hardly ever sick at sea. Give 3 cheers and 1 cheer more for the hardy captain of the Pinafore. Give 3 cheers and 1 cheer more for the captain of the Pinafore.
I'm too high best to satisfy you all.
And with you we're quite content.
You're exceedingly polite, and I think it's only right to return the compliment. never use whatever the emergency. Though other than I may occasionally say, I never use the big D.
What, never?
No, never.
What, never?
Well, hardly ever.
Our neighbors for the big D. And give 3 cheers and 1 cheer more for the well-bred captain of the Pinafore. They give 3 cheers and 1 cheer more. Oh, the captain of the Pinafore.
Eloquence of yonder tear that trembles on your eyelash proclaims a sorrow far more deep than common. Confide in me, fear not, I am a mother.
Yes, little Buttercup, I'm sad and sorry. I taught her Josephine, the fairest flower that ever blossomed on ancestral timber, is sought in marriage by Sir Joseph Porter, our Admiralty's first lord. But for some reason, she does not seem to tackle kindly to it.
Oh, poor Sir Joseph. Most attractive daughter, I go, farewell.
A plump and pleasing person.
Sad are the sighs that
child, I grieve to see that you are a prey to melancholy. You should look your best today, for Sir Joseph Porter, KCB, will be here this afternoon to claim your promised hand.
Oh, Father, your words cut me to the quick. I can esteem, venerate, reverence Sir Joseph, for he is a great and good man, but I cannot love him. My heart is already given.
It is then, as I feared, given, and to whom? Not to some gilded lordling.
No, Father, the object of my love is no lordling. Oh, pity me, for he is but a humble sailor on board your own ship.
Impossible!
Yes, it's true. Too true.
The common sailor? Oh, fie!
I blush for the weakness that allows me to cherish such a passion. I hate myself when I think of the depth to which I've stooped in permitting myself to think tenderly of one so ignobly born, but I love him. I love him. I love him.
Oh, come, my child, let us talk this over. In a matter of the heart, I would not coerce my daughter. I attach but little value to rank or wealth. But the line must be drawn somewhere. A man in that station may be brave and worthy, but at every step he would commit solecisms that society would never pardon.
Oh, I have thought of this night and day. But fear not, Father. I have a heart, and therefore I love, but I am your daughter, therefore I am proud. So I carry my love with me to the tomb. He shall never know it.
You are my daughter after all. But see, Sir Joseph's barge approaches, manned by 12 trusty oarsmen and accompanied by the admiring crowd of sisters, cousins, and aunts who attend him wherever he goes. Retire, my daughter, to your cabin and take this, his photograph. It may help to bring you to a more reasonable frame of mind.
My own thoughtful father.
give 3 cheers. I'll lead the way. Hurrah, hurrah, hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
I am the monarch of the sea, the ruler of the Queen's Navy, whose praise Great Britain loudly chaunts.
And we are his sisters and his cousins and his aunts.
And we are his sisters and his cousins and his aunts. His sisters and his cousins and his aunts.
When at anchor here I arrive, my bosom swells with pride, and I snap my fingers at the foeman's taunt.
And so do his sisters and his cousins and his aunts.
And so do his sisters and his cousins and his aunts. His sisters and his cousins and his aunts.
But when the breezes blow, I generally go below and seek the seclusion that the cabin grants.
And so do his sisters and his cousins and his aunts.
And so do his sisters and his cousins and his aunts.
And so do his sisters and his cousins and his aunts.
His sisters and his cousins and his aunts.
When I was a lad, I served a term as office boy to an attorney's firm. I cleaned the windows and I swept the floor, and I polished up the handle of the big front door.
He polished up the handle of the big front door.
I polished up that handle so carefully that now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
He polished up the handle so carefully that now he is the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
As office boy, I made such a mark that they gave me the post of a junior clerk. I served the writs with a smile so bland, and I copied all the letters in a big round hand.
He copied all the letters in a big round hand.
I copied all the letters in a hand so free that now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
He copied all the letters in a hand so free that now he is the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
In serving writs, I made such a name that an articled clerk I soon became. I wore clean collars and a brand new suit for the post examination at the Institute.
So the post examination at the Institute.
That post examination did so well for me that now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
That post examination did so well for me that now he is the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
Of legal knowledge, I acquired such a grip that they took me into the partnership. And that junior partnership, I ween, was the only ship I ever had seen.
Was the only ship he ever had seen.
But that kind of ship so suited me that now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
But that kind of ship so suited me that now he is the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
I grew so rich that I was sent by a pocket borough into Parliament. I always voted at my party's call, and I never thought of thinking for myself at all.
He never thought of thinking for himself at all.
I thought so little they rewarded me by making me the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
He thought so little they rewarded me by making me the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
Now, landsmen, all whoever you may be, if you want to rise to the top of the tree, if your soul isn't fettered to an office stool, be careful to be guided by this golden rule.
Be careful to be guided by this golden rule.
Stick close to your desk and never go to sea. And you all may be rulers of the Queen's Navy.
Stick close to your desk and never go to sea, and you all may be rulers of the Queen's Navy.
Fine crew, Captain Corcoran.
It is a fine crew, Sir Joseph.
A British sailor is a splendid fellow, Captain Corcoran.
A splendid fellow indeed, Sir Joseph.
I hope you treat your crew kindly, Captain Corcoran.
Indeed, I hope so, Sir Joseph.
Never forget that they are the bulwarks of England's greatness, Captain Corcoran.
So I have always considered them, Sir Joseph.
No bullying, I trust. No strong language of any kind, eh?
Oh, never, Sir Joseph.
What, never?
Well, hardly ever, Sir Joseph. They are an excellent crew and do their work thoroughly without it.
Don't patronize them, sir. Pray don't patronize them.
Certainly not, Sir Joseph.
That you are their captain is an accident of birth. I cannot permit these noble fellows to be patronized because an accident of birth has placed you above them and them below you.
I am the last person to insult a British sailor, Sir Joseph.
You are the last person who did, Captain Corcoran. Desire that splendid seaman to step forward. The other splendid seaman.
Race flat straw, 3 paces to the front, march!
If what?
I beg your pardon. I don't think I understand you.
If you please.
Yes, of course. If you please.
You're a remarkably fine fellow.
Yes, Your Honor.
And a first-rate seaman, I'll be bound.
There's not a smarter captain in the Navy, Your Honor, though I say it who shouldn't.
No, not at all. Proper self-respect, nothing more. Can you dance a hornpipe?
No, Your Honor.
Oh, that's a pity. All sailors should dance hornpipes. I will teach you one this evening after dinner. Oh, now tell me, don't be afraid. How does your captain treat you, eh?
A better captain don't walk that deck, Your Honor.
Aye. Good. I like to hear you speak well of your commanding officer. I dare say he don't deserve it, but still it does you credit. Can you sing?
I can hum a little, Your Honor.
Oh, well then, hum this at your leisure. It is a song that I have composed for the use of the Royal Navy. It is designed to encourage independence of thought and action in the lower branches of the service, and to teach the principle that a British sailor is any man's equal, excepting mine. And now, Captain Corcoran, a word with you in your cabin on a tender and sentimental subject.
Aye, Sir Joseph. Bosun! In commemoration of this joyous occasion, see that extra grog is served out to the ship's company at 7 bells.
Beg pardon. If what, Your Honor?
If what? I don't think I understand you.
If you please, Your Honor.
What?
The gentleman is quite right, if you please.
If you please.
For I hold that on the seas, the expression, if you please, a particularly gentlemanly tone in plants.
And so do his sisters and his cousins and his aunts.
And so do his sisters and his cousins and his aunts. His sisters and his cousins and his aunts.
Sir Joseph's a true gentleman, courteous and considerate to the very humblest.
True, Bosun, but we are not the very humblest. Sir Joseph has explained our true position to us. As he says, a British seaman is any man's equal, excepting his. And if Sir Joseph says that, is it not our duty to believe him?
Well spoke, well spoke.
Oh, you're on a wrong tack, and so is he. He means well, but he don't know. When people ask to obey other people's orders, equality's out of the question.
Horrible, horrible.
Dick, Deadeye, if you go for to infuriate this here ship's company too far, I won't answer for being able to hold them in. I'm shocked. That's what I am, shocked.
Messmate, my mind's made up. I speak to the captain's daughter and tell her like an honest man of the honest love I have for her. Is not my love as good as another's? Is not my heart as true as another's? Have I not hands and eyes and ears and limbs like another? True, I lack birth.
You've a berth on board this very ship.
Well said, I had forgotten that. Messmate, what do you say? Do you approve my determination?
We do.
I don't!
What is to be done with this here hopeless chap?
Oh!
Let us sing in the song that Sir Joseph has kindly composed for us. Perhaps it will bring this here miserable creature to a proper state of mind.
A British tar is a soaring soul, as free as a mountain bird. His energetic fist should be ready to resist a dictatorial word. His nose should stand, and his lips
his cheeks should flame,
and his brow should full, and his bosom should heat, and his heart should glow, and his fist ready for a knockdown.
His nose should bend, and his lips should curl, his cheeks should flame, his brow should frown, his bosom should heat, and his heart should glow, and his fist be ever ready for a knockdown blow.
His eyes should flash with an inborn fire, his growling scorn be wrong. He never should bow down to a domineering frown, nor the tang of a tyrant tongue. His foot should stand, his throat should flash,
his hair should twirl,
And his face should
and his
start.
face should
eyes
scowl, and
should
his
flash,
eyes should flash, and his breast
and
protrude,
this should be
and
his
this
customary
is customary act.
His foot should stamp, and his throat should growl, his hair should twirl, and his face should scowl, his eyes should flash, and his breath protrude, and this should be his customary attitude. His attitude, his attitude, his attitude.
Oh, it is useless. Sir Joseph's attentions nauseate me. I know he's a truly great and good man, for he told me so himself. But to me, he seems tedious, fretful, and dictatorial. Yet his must be a mind of no common order, or he would not dare to teach my dear father to dance a hornpipe on the cabin table. Rafe Rackstraw!
Aye, lady. No other than poor Rafe Rexstraw.
Oh, my heart beats. And why poor Rafe?
I am poor in the essence of happiness, lady, rich only and never-ending on rest. In me there meet a combination of antithetical elements which are at eternal war with one another, driven hither by objective influences, thither by subjective emotions, wafted one moment into blazing day by mocking hope, plunged the next into the Cimmerian darkness of tangible despair. I am but a living ganglion of irreconcilable antagonisms. I hope I make myself clear, lady.
Perfectly. Oh, his simple eloquence goes to my heart. Oh, if I dared! Oh, but no. The thought is madness. Dismiss these foolish fancies. They torture you, but needlessly. Come, make one effort.
I will. One. Josephine.
Sir!
Aye, even though Jove's armory were launched at the head of the audacious mortal whose lips, unhallowed by relationship, dared to breathe that precious word, yet would I breathe it once, and then perchance be silent evermore. Josephine, in one brief breath, I will concentrate the hopes, the doubts, the anxious fears of 6 weary months. Josephine, Josephine. I am a British sailor, and I love you.
Sir, this audacity! Oh, my heart, my beating heart! This unwarrantable presumption on the part of a common sailor. Common, the irony of the word. Oh, sir, you forget the disparity in our ranks.
I forget nothing, haughty lady. I love you desperately. My life is in your hands. I lay it at your feet. Give me hope, and what I lack in education and polite accomplishments, that I will endeavor to acquire. Drive me to despair, and in death alone I shall look for consolation. I am proud and cannot stoop to implore. I've spoken, and I wait your word.
You shall not wait long. Your proffered love I heartily reject. Go, sir, and learn to cast your eyes on some village maiden in your own poor rank. They should be lowered before your captain's daughter. Refrain of déchantant, your suit from pressing. Remember what you are and whom addressing. Refrain of déchantant, your suit from pressing. Remember what you are and whom addressing. Refrain of déchantant. Remember what you are. I'd love my rank to scorn you, none only. Wait, while I live on, I'm lonely. I'd love my rank to scorn you, none only.
Proud lady, have your way, unfeeling beauty. You speak and I obey, it is my duty. I am the lowliest star that stays the water, and you, proud maiden, are my captain's daughter. Proud lady, have your way. You speak and I obey. I heart with anguish torn most down before her. She laughs my love to scorn, yet I adore her. My heart with anguish torn most down before her. She loved my love to scorn, yet I adore her.
Refrain of déchantant, your suit from pressing.
The lady had no way, undealing beauty. My heart with anguish scorn vows none before her. She leaves my life to scorn, yet Can I survive this overbearing, or live a life of mad despairing? My beloved love despised, rejected. No, no, it's not to be expected. Messmates ahoy, come here, come here.
Aye, my boy, what cheer, what cheer? Now tell us straight without delay, what does she say? What cheer, what cheer?
The maiden treats my suit with scorn, rejects my humble gift. Milady, she says I am ignobly born, and cuts my hopes adrift.
milady.
Oh, cruel one! Oh, cruel one!
She's virtuous. I told you so. I told you so.
Shall we submit or leave us haste? Love comes alike to high and low. Pretend your sailors rule the waves, and shall we stoop to insults? No, no.
You must submit, you are but slaves, her lady, she, you lowly toilers of the waves, she spurns you all, I told you so.
Shall we submit, or leave us slaves? Shall we submit, or leave us slaves? Love comes alike to high and low. Pretend your sailors rule the waves, and shall we stoop to insults?
She spurns you all, I told you so.
My friends, my leave of life I'm taking. For all my heart is breaking when I am gone. Oh, prithee tell the maid that as I died, I loved her well.
Life, alas, his leave he's taking. For all his faithful heart is breaking. When he is gone, we'll surely tell the maid that as he died, he loved her well.
Behold my messmates all who love in rank above you, for Josephine I fall.
Stay your hand, I love you.
Oh, stay your hand, she loves you.
Loves me.
Loves you.
Yes, yes, oh yes, she loves you.
Oh, joy of rapture unforeseen, for now the sky is all serene. The God that gave the orb of love has come, his inside eye above. The sky is all ablaze. With glowing words and loving song, we'll chase the lady cloud. And if we find the maiden caught, we'll never for the chorus in dream.
He thinks his wife is Josephine, but though the sky is now serene, a frowning thunderbolt above, and their ill-assorted love, which now is all ablaze, our captain ere the day's done will be extremely down upon the wicked man who art employed to make his Josephine less coy in many various ways.
Oh, joy of rapture unforeseen, for now the sky is all serene. The God that gave the orb of love has come, his inside eye above. The sky is all ablaze, is all ablaze, is all ablaze. The sky is all ablaze.
This very night,
With bated breath and muffled oar,
without a light,
as still as death will steal ashore,
a clergyman,
shall make us one,
and then we can.
return for none.
This very night,
With bated breath and muffled oar,
without a light,
as still as death will steal ashore,
a clergyman,
shall make us one at 10:30,
and then we can.
return for none.
And part them then this very night, with bated breath and muffled shore, without a light, as still as death will steal ashore, a clergyman shall make them one at 10:30. This very night, with bated breath and muffled shore, without a light, as still as death will steal ashore, a clergyman shall make them one at 10:30, and then they can return for none. None.
captain's daughter, and you the meanest slave that crawls the water.
Back, vermin, back, no others. Back, vermin, back, you shot us.
free from the breath of slumber, beloved by all my crew. A really popular commander, but now my kindly crew rebel. My daughter to a tourist partial, Sir Joseph storms and sad to tell, he threatens a court-martial. Fair moon to thee I sing, bright region of the heavens. Say, why is everything either at sixes or at sevens? Fair moon to thee I sing, bright regent of the heavens.
How sweetly he carols forth his melody to the unconscious moon. Of whom is he thinking? Of some high-born beauty? It may be. And who is poor little Buttercup that she should expect his glance to fall on one so lowly? And yet if he knew, if he only knew.
Ah, little Buttercup, still on board. That's not quite right, little one. It would have been more respectable if you had gone on shore at dusk.
True, dear Captain. But the recollection of your sad, pale face seemed to chain me to the ship. I would fain see you smile before I go.
Ah, little Buttercup, I fear it'll be long before I recover my accustomed cheerfulness, for misfortunes crowd upon me, and all my old friends seem to have turned against me.
Oh, no, do not say all, dear Captain. That were unjust to one, at least.
True, for you are staunch to me. If ever I gave my heart again, methinks it would be to one such as this. I am touched to the heart by your innocent regard for me, and were we differently situated, I think I could have returned it. But as it is, I fear I can never be more to you than a friend.
I understand. You hold yourself aloof from me because you're rich and lofty, and I'm poor and lowly. But take care! The poor bumboed woman has gypsy blood in her veins, and she can read destinies.
Destinies?
There is a change in store for you.
A change?
Aye. Be prepared. Things are seldom what they seem. Skim milk masquerades as cream. High-lows pass as patent leathers. Jackdaw strut in peacock's feathers.
Very true, so they do.
Black sheep dwell in every fold. All that glitters is not gold. Storks turn out to be but logs. Bulls are but inflated frogs.
So they be frequently.
Drops the wind and stops the mill. Turbot his ambitious brill. Yield before thee if you will. Yet it is a farthing still.
Yes, I know that is so. Though to catch a drift I'm trying. It is shady, it is shady. I don't see it what you're driving. Mystic lady, stern convictions on me stealing that the mystic lady's dealing in oracular revealing. Yes, I know.
That is so.
Though I'm anything but clever, I could talk like that forever. Once a cat was killed by care, only brave deserve the fair.
Very true, so they do.
Wink is often good as none, spoils the child who spares the rod. Thirsty lambs run foxy dangers, dogs are found in many mangers.
Frequently, I agree.
Hark at a chestnut snatches, worn out garments show no patches, only count the chick that hatches, men are grown up, catchy catches.
Yes, I know, that is so. Though to catch my drift is striving, I'll assemble. When he sees what I'm driving, let him tremble.
On mystic tone I borrow, I will learn the truth with sorrow, here today and gone tomorrow. Yes, I know.
That is so.
Oh, a mystic tone I borrow, I will learn
Let him
the
tremble.
truth with sorrow,
Let him
here
tremble.
today
Let
and
him
gone
tremble.
tomorrow.
Yes,
I know.
That is so.
Incomprehensible as her utterances are, I sincerely think that they are due to an affection for me. But what new misery is she referring? Time alone can tell.
Captain Corcoran, I am much disappointed with your daughter.
Yes, we are much disappointed with your daughter. In fact, we don't think she will do.
She won't do.
No, I'm afraid not.
The fact is that although I have urged my suit with as much eloquence as is consistent with an official utterance, I have done so hitherto without success. How do you account for this?
I endorsed all Sir Joseph's remarks and added some of my own, but so far ineffectually.
Cousin Hebe, your interference was well meant, but I do not think you materially assisted my cause.
You do not?
No, do not.
Humiliated!
Really, Sir Joseph, I can scarcely account for it. Josephine is, of course, sensible of your condescension.
She naturally would be.
Naturally.
It may be that your exalted rank dazzles her.
You think it does?
That is a possibility.
I can hardly say, but she is a modest girl, and her social position is far below your own. It may be that she feels that she is not worthy of you.
That is really a very sensible suggestion. Displays more knowledge of human nature than I had given you credit for.
See, she comes. If your lordship would kindly reason with her and assure her officially that it is a standing rule at the Admiralty that love levels all ranks.
Levels all ranks.
Her respect for an official utterance might induce her to look upon your offer in its proper light.
It is not unlikely. I will act upon your suggestion.
And I will help you.
Captain Corcoran, oblige me by taking this lady away and showing her the wonders of the forecastle.
More humiliation? And in front of a common naval officer.
Madam, it has been represented to me that you are appalled by my exalted rank. I desire to convey to you, officially, my assurance that if your hesitation is attributable to that circumstance, it is uncalled for.
Oh? Then your lordship is of the opinion that married happiness is not inconsistent with discrepancy in rank.
I am officially of that opinion.
That the high and the lowly may be truly happy together, provided that they truly love one another.
Madam, I desire to convey to you, officially, my opinion that love is a platform upon which all ranks meet.
I thank you, Sir Joseph. I did hesitate, but I will hesitate no longer.
Little thinks how eloquently he's pleaded his rival's cause.
Never mind the why and wherefore love can never ranks and never though his patient rank his mind, though stupendous be his brain, though her taste are mean and flighty, and her fortune all and plain. Ring the merry bells of fortune, rend the air with warming wild, for the union of my lordship with a humble captain's child, for a humble captain's daughter,
For a gallant captain's daughter,
And a lord who rules the water.
and a tar who plows the water.
Let's the air with joy be laden, rend the songs the air above, for the union of the maiden with the man who owns their love.
Never mind the why and wherefore, love can never ranks in therefore, though your nautical relation, my set could scarcely pass, though you occupy a station in the lower middle class.
Ring the merry bells of worship, rend the air with warming wide, for the union of my lordship with the humble captain's child, for the humble captain's daughter,
For a gallant captain's daughter,
And a lord who rules the water.
and a tar who plows the water.
let's the air with joy be laden, rend the songs the air above, for the union of the maiden with the man who owns their love.
Never mind the why and wherefore, love can never ranks, and therefore I admit the jurisdiction ably have you played your part. You have carried firm conviction to my hesitating heart.
Ring the merry bells of worship, rend the air with warming wild, for the union of my lordship with the humble captain's child, for the humble captain's daughter,
For a gallant captain's daughter,
And a lord who rules the water.
and a tar who plows the water. Let the air with joy be laden,
ring the merry bells of worship,
for the union of the ladies.
for her union with his lordship, ring the songs the air above, for the man who owns her love, ring the songs the air above, for the man who owns her love.
Never mind the why and wherefore, love can never ranks, and therefore I admit the jurisdiction ably have you played your part. You have carried from conviction to my hesitating heart.
Ring the merry bells of worship, rend the air with warming wild, for the union of my lordship with a humble captain's child, for a humble captain's daughter,
For a gallant captain's daughter,
For this lord could use some water.
and a tar about the water. Let the air with joy be laden,
ring the merry bells of worship,
for the union of the ladies.
for her union with his lordship, ring the songs the air above, for the man who owns her love, ring the songs the air above, for the man who owns her love.
Never mind the why and wherefore, love can never ranks, and therefore I admit the jurisdiction ably have you played your part. You have carried from conviction to my hesitation
Ring the merry bells on board ship, ring the air with walking well. For union of the ocean, be the humble captain's child, for a humble captain's daughter.
For a gallant captain's daughter.
Yes, Walter!
And a tongue past the water. Let's hear the joy
The merry bells on board ship,
for the union of the lady.
the union of his lordship, rings of the air above. For the man who owns her love, rings of the air above. For the man who owns her love.
You have carried from conviction to my hesitating heart.
Humble captain's daughter.
For a gallant captain's daughter. And a tongue past the water. Let's hear a joy be lady.
Ring the merry bells on board ship,
For the union of a lady.
for her union with his lordship, rings of the air above. For the man who owns her love, rings of the air above.
For
The man who owns her. Really, Sir Joseph, I cannot express my delight at the happy result of your eloquence. Your argument was unanswerable.
Captain Corcoran, it is one of the happiest characteristics of this glorious country that official utterances are invariably regarded as unanswerable.
At last my fond hopes are to be crowned. My only daughter is to be the bride of a cabinet minister. The prospect is Elysian. Deadeye, you here?
Don't! Oh, don't shrink from me, Captain. I'm all pleasant to look at. Give me names again, me. But I ain't as bad as I seem.
What would you with me?
I've come to give you warning.
Indeed. Do you propose to leave the Navy, then?
No, you misunderstand me. Listen. Kind Captain, I've important information. Sing hey, the kind commander that you are, about a certain intimate relation. Sing hey, the merry maiden and the tar.
The merry, merry, merry,
Merry,
the merry, 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 sing hey, the merry maiden
and the tar.
Good fellow, in conundrums you are speaking. Sing hey, the mystic sailor that you are. He answer to the vainly I am seeking. Sing hey, the merry maiden and the tar. The merry, 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 the merry, 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 sing hey, the merry maiden and the tar.
Kind Captain, your young lady is a sighing. Sing hey, the simple captain that you are. This very night with black straw to be flying. Sing hey, the merry maiden and the tar.
merry, merry maid, the merry, merry maid, the much too merry maid,
and the tar.
Good fellow, you have given timely warning. Sing hey, the thoughtful sailor that you are. I'll talk to Master Extra in the morning. Sing hey, the cat, the nine tails, and the tar. The merry cat, the nine cat, the merry cat, the nine cat, the merry cat, the nine tails, and I thank you for your warning. I'll take means at once to arrest their flight. This boat cloak will provide ample disguise. So,
They are foiled, foiled, foiled!
Lean on, give no ceiling, breathing gently as we may. Every step with caution, feeling, we will softly steal away. Goodness me, why, what was that?
Silent be. It was the cat.
It was the cat.
they're right. It was the cat.
A short in fashion steady, I'm with the thread of fair. For the clergy plan is ready to unite the happy pair. Goodness me, why, what was that?
Silent be. Again the cat.
It was again the cat.
They're right. It was the cat.
Every step with caution feeling, they will softly steal away. Every step with caution feeling, we will softly steal away.
Hold! Pretty daughter of mine, I insist upon knowing where you may be going with the sons of the bride. And by excellent crow, the foes you accompany are scarcely fit company, my daughter, for you.
Now hearken and do, the foes we could company were scarcely fit company for a lady like you.
Proud officer, that haughty lip uncurled, vain man to press that supercilious sneer, for I have dared to love your Majesty's girl, a fact well known to all my messmates here.
Oh, horror!
I humble, poor and lowly born, a meaning of poor division, a part of epauletted scorn, a mark of wanton division, has dared to raise my wormy eyes above the dust to which you engulfed in man's glorious pride to rise. I am an Englishman. Behold me.
Here's an Englishman.
French or Turk or Prussian, or perhaps probation to any predictor. I try to speak with moderation, but you have gone too far. I'm very sorry to disparage a humble foremast lad, but to seek your captain's child in marriage, why, damn me, it's too bad. Why, damn me, it's too bad. Yes, damn me, it's too bad.
Did you hear him? Did you hear him? Oh, the monster of the best. Did you hear him? Did you hear him? He's swearing, he is swearing.
My pain and my distress, I find it is not easy to express. My amazement, my surprise, you may learn from the expression of my eyes.
My lord, one word, the facts are not before you. The word was injudicious, I allow. But hear my explanation, I implore you, and you will be indignant too, I vow.
I will hear of no defense. Attempt long if you're sensible. That word of evil sense is wholly indefensible. Go, rebel, get you hence to your cabin with celerity. This is the consequence of ill-advised asperity.
This is the consequence of ill-advised asperity.
For I'll teach you all and long to refrain from language strong, for I haven't any sympathy for ill-bred talk.
No more have his sisters and his cousins and his aunts.
No more have his sisters and his cousins and his aunts. No more have his sisters and his cousins and his aunts. His sisters and his cousins and his records of my cousins and his aunts. For he is an Englishman. For he himself has said it, and gives greatly to his credit that he is an Englishman. That he is an
And now tell me, my fine fellow, for you are a fine fellow.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are all very fine fellows.
We are!
How came your captain so far to forget himself? I am quite sure you had given him no cause for annoyance.
Please, Your Honor, it was thus wise. You see, I am only a topman, a mere farmer's hand.
Don't be ashamed of that.
Your position as a top man places you above everyone. I mean, it is a very exalted one.
Well, Your Honor, love burns as brightly in the forecastle as it does on the quarterdeck.
Quite.
And Josephine is the fairest bud that ever blossomed upon the tree of a poor fellow's wildest hopes.
Darling.
She is the figurehead of my ship of life, the bright beacon that guides me into my port of happiness, the rarest, the purest gem that ever sparkled on a poor but worthy fellow's trusting brow.
Very pretty, very pretty.
Insolent sailor, you shall repent this outrage. Seize him.
Sir Joseph, spare him, for I love him tenderly.
Pray don't. I will teach this presumptuous mariner to discipline his affections. Have you such a thing as a dungeon on board?
We have.
Then bring it here. Oh, quite right. Well, then load him in chains and take him there at once.
Farewell, my own, light of my life, farewell. For crime unknown, I go to a dungeon cell.
I will return in the meanwhile, farewell. Farewell. to tell. Wide will be thrown the door of his dungeon cell. Here in the dawn, after he lost the way, Lord Ryan alone, he goes to a dungeon,
My pain and my distress, again it is not easy to express.
His amazement, his surprise, again you may discover from his eyes. How terrible the aspect of his eyes!
Josephine, I cannot tell you the distress I feel at this most painful revelation. I desire to express to you, officially, that I am hurt.
If you have half an hour to spare, I will explain to you how it has affected me.
Stop interfering.
Now he humiliates me in front of everybody.
You, whom I honored by seeking in marriage, you, the daughter of a mere naval officer.
Old, I have something to say to that.
Be quiet, old woman.
On the contrary, let her proceed.
Of course, anybody but me. Go on, vulgar old bum-belt woman.
Many years ago, when I was young and charming, as some of you may know, I practiced baby farming.
Now this is most alarming. When she was young and charming, she practiced baby farming. Many years ago,
Two tender babes I nursed. One was of low condition, the other upper crust, a regular patrician.
now this is the position. One was of low condition, the other a patrician. Many years ago.
Oh, bitter is my cup. However could I do it? I mixed those children up, and not a creature knew it.
However could you do it? Someday, no doubt, you'll rue it. Although no creature knew it, so many years ago.
In time each little waif forsook his foster mother. The well-born babe was Rafe. Your captain was the other.
They left their foster mother. The one was Rafe, our brother. Our captain was the other. How many years ago?
So I am to understand that Captain Corcoran and Rafe were exchanged in childhood's happy hour? That Rafe is really the captain is Rafe?
Well, that is what I intended to convey, officially.
And very well you have conveyed it, Miss Buttercup.
Aye, aye, Your Honor.
Oh dear. Let them appear before me at once.
My father called me sailor.
It is hard, is it not, my dear?
This is a very singular occurrence. I congratulate you both. Captain Rackstraw, desire that remarkably fine sailor to step forward.
Corcoran, 3 paces to the front, march.
If what?
If what? I don't think I understand you.
If you please.
The gentleman is quite right. If you please.
Oh, if you please.
you're an extremely fine fellow.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, it seems that you were Rafe, and Rafe was you.
So it seems, Your Honor.
Well, I need not tell you that after this change in your condition, a marriage with your daughter will be out of the question.
Don't say that, Your Honor. Love levels all ranks.
It does to a considerable extent, but it does not level them as much as that. Here, take her, sir, and mind you, treat her kindly.
Oh, bliss! Oh, rapture!
Oh, rapture! Oh, bliss!
Sad, my lord, and sorry. What shall I do? I cannot live alone.
Fear nothing. While I live, I'll not desert you. I'll soothe and comfort your declining days.
No, don't do that.
Yes, but indeed, I'd rather.
Oh, very well, then. Tomorrow morn our vows shall all be plighted. 3 loving pairs on the same day, united!
O joy of rapture and boasting, the clouds rise over in the garden of love has come his inside high upon the skies of the peace. We birds and love away the burden, and dignifies the main one will burn the forth in all its shining day.
He's the captain of the Pinafore.
And a right good captain too.
And though before my fall I was captain of you all, I'm a member of the crew.
And though before his fall he was captain of us all, he's a member of the crew.
I shall marry with a wife in my humble rank of life, and you my own are she. I must wander to and fro, but wherever I may go, I'll never be untrue to thee.
What, never?
Yeah, never!
What, never?
Well, never!
What, never be true to thee? Chins and punch him more for the former captain of the Pinafore. Give 3 chins and punch him more for the captain of the Pinafore.
For he loves little Buttercup, dear little Buttercup, though I could never tell why. But still he loves Buttercup, poor little Buttercup, sweet little Buttercup,
For he loves little Buttercup, dear little Buttercup, though I could never tell why. But still he loves Buttercup, dear little Buttercup, sweet little Buttercup, I.
I'm the monarch of the sea, and when I've married me, I'll be true to the devotion that my love implots.
And goodbye to your sisters and your cousins and your aunts, especially your cousins whom you reckon up by nothing.
Goodbye to your sisters and your cousins and your aunts, especially your cousins whom you reckon up by nothing, your aunts. For he is an Englishman, for he himself has said it, and is greatly to his pay, and he is an Englishman, that he is an Englishman.
Thank you.